Hi guys, Scott here from TEPIS Paranormal and welcome back to another video. So today I've got a compilation of the top 16 scariest ghostly moments caught on camera by Newsflares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the video, I'm going to go through each clip, I'm going to give you my thoughts and let you know what I think's going on in the videos. So without further ado, let's jump over to the video and give it a watch. Okay, so starting us off, we have ghost pushes baby over. So that seems to be the entire first clip. So, okay, so you've got a little girl, I think, a child, who is walking across the room, gets to that point there, at which point they're flung backwards, and so there they come to a complete stop, they're standing completely still, and the child falls. Now, unfortunately, the number 16 and the text was slightly in the way there. While it does look like a hard fall to me, it looks like a hard fall, but it also doesn't look outside the realm of possibility that that child just lost their balance and fell over due to gravity. I don't necessarily think it's paranormal. The child just looks like they lose their balance and then tumble backwards. But let me know what you think on that one in the comments down below, and we'll move on to the next clip. Okay, so there's a cat that fades. We see a lot of these. Most of these I am almost 100% sure is just the camera not recording properly, a glitch in the camera. As I've covered in my previous two reaction videos, I think that the cat probably did just walk past and that the camera didn't detect a significant enough change to actually record it fully, and so we get this half cat and then it disappears. In this one, we've got a ghost caught on camera walking through traffic. So there's a shadowy figure walking just straight across lanes of traffic. This is clearly just a camera glitch. If you look up here on the right, there is what looks like another person standing and walking. I'm pretty confident that that is just a glitch in the camera. It looks like a fairly low quality CCTV camera, so yeah, I think that's what that one is. Here we have a classic clip I've seen numerous times. There's a bike that goes past and there's nobody on it. As you can see, there's nobody on the back of it. I believe that the driver actually just fell off back here, and the bike has kept going. That would be my current guess, because I can't think of anything else that could explain it other than, you know, obvious camera editing. But yeah, my immediate thought is that somebody fell off the bike and the bike just kept rolling. Moving on to number 12, we have Ghost whispers "I'll kill you" at 47 seconds and clicks door handle. Well, I assume this compilation video is going to jump to the whisper. So there is an orb there. That's quite clearly a dust particle, or maybe even an insect. I would say dust. There was a sort of faint coughing there, and then I'm guessing in a second we'll hear the whisper that they're talking about. Okay. I mean, that's quite clear compared to a lot of things you hear in terms of EVPs and spirit voices. That's quite a clear and distinct 3 individual words. I think that possibly does say "I'll kill you." Do I think it's a ghost? I'm unsure. I'd like to say yes. I don't have an immediate explanation, but there could also have just been someone in the house that did that themselves. Number 11, we have a cabinet spontaneously smashing. So that does just, for no particular reason, smash. In fact, let's get it from this back angle again. It looks to me like it shatters almost here and then spreads outwards. I don't have an immediate reason for it to do that. There's nothing that stands out to me. Yeah, that's an odd one, I must admit. I don't have an immediate thing. It could have been hit from off camera. It could have been shot by a small pellet or bullet. I don't have an answer for that. But yeah, just from this clip, that looked odd. Similar again, we've got just poor camera quality, which leads to the figure just disappearing on camera. Number 9, we have a teleporting cat. So the cat wanders off to the left. And the cat comes in on the right. I think that's 2 separate clips. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but there is a very brief second there where the audio completely cuts to black and then starts up again as if 2 clips had been spliced together and the audio wasn't quite edited smoothly. It's the only time it does it during the clip. I think that was possibly one clip of the cat walking in this way and then walking off that way. They've cut it in the middle and then flipped it. So the cat walks off and then walks in. Something that would be easy to do in any photo editing software. You could probably do it on the phone too. Ghost caught on camera. We have an orb moving from left to right. And then we have, I would say, a spider's web swinging in front of the camera. It looks like a sort of transparent mist. My go-to for that would be it were a spider's web that just fell down from the ceiling or a speck of dust floating past the camera. That's still my thought, although that was more convincing than the first one because that almost looked human in movement. I think the problem is there's too many small particles. You see little bits here moving after that one, which makes me think it's just a larger web or dust particle that is still moving past. So this one is a ghost sighting at the train station. It's hard to say. I've seen this one before. I saw this one earlier today actually. And there is a figure there. Something darts out from the right to the left. I'm hoping they'll zoom in on it in a second. This is in Knightsbridge. I can't actually read that. Knightsbridge? This is in Knightsbridge Underground Station in London. The London Underground obviously is supposed to be incredibly haunted. I've been on the Underground, never experienced anything myself, but there's supposed to be a lot of stories of different stations that I may do a future podcast on, so keep an eye out for that. Cool, there we go. So that looks like the sort of translucent spirit of a woman moving from right to left. I'm not sure. It almost fades too quickly and moves too quickly for me to really be sure. I don't know why this person's filming in the underground, though it could just be a sort of vlog. I mean, they were talking at the beginning, which makes me think they might have been vlogging or recording clips for friends and family. It's an odd image. It looks kind of creepy. It looks like a female figure to me, but I'm not really sure, so let me know what you think on that one in the comments down below. Here at number 6, we've got pay attention to the pane of glass leaning against the wardrobe, okay? So obviously exploring an abandoned building. We're looking at this pane of glass. Well, that's her. So that was quite a creepy face, but obviously it was just her. Here it is again zoomed in, and I'm guessing in slow motion, so no. I've not seen anything. Did you see the ghostly face in the glass before Natalie's face appears? I did not. And the hand on Natalie's face, it seems to be stroking her cheek with one finger. Okay, this finger seems to manifest into a claw. Let's have a look. So we're zoomed in and slowed down here. I'm going frame by frame here. I'm literally going frame by frame and I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so I'm guessing this is where I should be seeing things. So obviously the light's gotten brighter. The only face I see is hers. And that thing that I think they're saying is a hand stroking her face is just her hand. You can see as she moves her hand upwards, which is holding the light, it goes with it. That's the light or the phone recording in her hand. So that claw stroking her face, I think, is quite clearly just her hand. I think that was just her hand. I didn't see the face, despite watching it a couple of times, so I'm not really sure what they were on about there. If you saw the face, let me know. And if you don't think the hand was hers, let me know what you think it was. I personally think that was her hand because it looks like it was still holding the light source. And moving on, we've got clip number 5. A golem-like creature in Canadian woods. So there's obviously a cow in the middle of the road, and there is a sort of blurry humanoid mass approaching from the left, I think. Actually, is there? No, there isn't. Despite immediate thoughts that I thought that could have been a skinwalker or some sort of Wendigo, because they both matched the description of that, or that matched the description. I actually think that's just a streak or a smudge on the windscreen of the car, because as the camera moves, it sort of moves in accordance. And although it looks like it's behind the trees, I think it's actually in front of them, because the colour's so similar on this camera, it sort of is merging and it gives the illusion that it's behind.
Oh, man.
But as the camera's bouncing at the beginning here, it's moving sort of in relation. I don't think it actually gets any closer to the cow unless the perspective changes. Yeah, so as you can see there, it moves as the camera moves. The camera moves back to the right slightly, it moves back to the left because the perspective's changing. It looks like it's crouching down lower because the camera's tilted upward, tilted downwards. So yeah, I think I'm fairly confident that that was just a smudge on the windscreen. Moving on again, we have this number 4. This hotel is definitely haunted. I mean, immediately I think this is a very bad power circuit. I think this is an electrical fault. I don't immediately go with haunting. I just go with lights that are broken. Yeah, I'm just thinking the lights there weren't working properly. There was a fault with the lights and it caused them to flicker in a slightly strange, I admit, manner. If I was there, I would be freaked out by that, but I don't think that was a ghost. They may have been trying to suggest the slamming at the beginning was something paranormal, but without any further details, I couldn't say. Here we have a wheelchair that seems to be moving on its own. Okay, so it doesn't just move in a straight line, which in my mind, to begin with, eliminates string, unless the person with the string is moving. The way they pan the camera here seems odd to me. So they start in this top left frame, and then they wait until the wheelchair's halfway across before they show the top right, which could mean that there could be a person down here, pulling it, who is slowly moving, and by the time they show us the second frame, the second angle, sorry, the second camera angle here, the person has moved and is hidden behind this wall or behind the shrubbery, which is why the chair's now going in that direction. There's obviously a security guard there who's looking at this and has just seen it go past. But yeah, my immediate thoughts are potential string. I don't know though, because it did move in a very sort of human way, as if someone were actually steering it. It sort of moved to the right and then to the left, as if it was swerving, as opposed to just being pulled in a direction. We have a ghost child running through a car park. I mean, I would say that is just something moving, possibly on the camera, based on the fact that it seems to be on top of the car at this point. It starts here. You can still see it over the car here. This entire way it's through the car, it's not behind it. It's not very clear, so I don't really know. I would say maybe insect, or again, it could just be poor camera, and that could have been a cat or some sort of larger creature like a fox running through. And finally, I think that brings us on to clip number 1, where we have spooky moment, chairs move by themselves. So we're obviously in an office at night. We've got a camera here. It's 8 PM. And we've got some wheelie chairs that are moving. Okay, so the chairs are all moving in the direction of off screen, where it's clearly dark and there could be a person with string that we can't see. In fact, was that a piece of string there? Was that? Yeah, I think light glances off a piece of thread or a piece of fibre there. I'm pretty sure that is actually a piece of string going right the way through across multiple chairs. So I'm confident that's faked, because I can actually see the wire they've used to do it. They're all going in almost a straight line in that direction, as if, yeah, they're all tied around a couple of pieces of string and being pulled into the dark sort of end that we can't see. So with that, that's going to bring us to the end of this video. There was nothing in this compilation that I think was particularly interesting. There were a couple of clips that may or may not be explainable, such as the voice heard over the door cam, which is quite freaky but could be explained by a person inside or hidden off camera. There were a couple of other clips in there. The wheelchair outside the hospital, I think, could have been real. It moved in a very sort of as if a person was steering it way, as opposed to just being pulled by string, but it would also be fakeable by just pulling it with some well-placed strings instead of just one. With that, let me know if there are any you thought were particularly interesting and any that you would like me to look at in the future. And I've been Scott from TEPIS Paranormal, and I'll see you in the next video.